Live healthy. Live strong.
We've been listening to Amarachi Uyoha. And of course, we've been talking about a lot of things on physiotherapy. Amara, I want to ask these questions.
Okay.
Why many careers end early due to poor rehabilitation, which is also part of physiotherapy?
Why does it end early? One is a lot of persons get injury and they don't get proper rehabilitation.
Okay.
They will do a short-term kind of rehabilitation because either they want to be in the pitch or there's no somebody and there's no other person to back up. Good. They will enter into the field with that injury. Now you're still performing the same action that gave you that injury, right? So the possibility of reoccurrence is very high. So it's always because you did it short term. Another thing that can be oversight of a physiotherapist that maybe you didn't find out or do the necessary things. That's another aspect. So or you didn't give yourself a proper time to the healing, most especially because injuries. Let's say
You're in a hurry to come back to action.
Good. Let's say you have a fracture. That's depending on the kind of place it happened. Takes 6 months to heal. You get, and you there's another season coming in 3 months. You just because you feel that's one trick I always tell people. Lack of pain doesn't mean there's a lack of injury or lack of problem. You know, there are phases of rehabilitation in physiotherapy. The first stage is pain management. Okay. Now, for a lot of persons, when the pain is addressed, they feel like I'm okay. I'm no longer feeling pain. Do you get it? So at that moment, because the first stage, which is to arrest the pain, have happened, they don't feel the need to continue. They're always in a hurry to go back. Do you understand?
Yeah.
Even when they have been advised by physiotherapists, no, you still need proper time and healing, they go against it, which eventually backfires because one way or the other, you're going to have an injury and you will still need a physio. And this time, it will not take longer. It will not take longer for you because you did not adhere to those basic things. So first thing was pain management. Now, okay, let me paint a scenario. First, let me say someone had an injury on this knee, anterior cruciate ligament. That's the one stabilizing the knee to be, stretched. Now, that ligament, if once the ligament tears, it takes about a year to heal. Now, healing is not the natural healing. You have to go to surgery for it because it means that you cannot stand. That is very important. It's a stabilizer of the knee.
Right, Amara, you're going to have a second spell on this particular show to talk about physiotherapy. But as we wrap it up on the show now, what exactly would you be dropping as a parting words to those in sports administration, various sports, that nobody cares whether physiotherapy means anything? What exactly is your parting word? Okay,
my parting word is do not undermine the role of physiotherapists. And whenever you're trying to recruit, make sure you recruit a sports physiotherapist. Do not. Everybody has their area of specialty where they are good in and things that they can do, right? So do not go for a cheap label and just get, because a lot of persons can pose as a physiotherapist nowadays. A physiologist that read physiology in school, some of them pose as physiotherapists. Right? Now, which they are not. Anatomists can come and pose as a physiotherapist. Now, if someone is truly a physiotherapist, you should ask for the license, a certified license. There is always a license. You should have a certified license on that. So it should not be, because any of them can come and, even a prosthetic and orthotist, they come and pose as physiotherapy, chiropractors. So there are a lot of, similarities, which because even if I explain, you might not understand, but they are not the same, right? Because anatomists, they study the human body, right? Physiology is the physiology of the body, but in physiotherapy, we did anatomy, we did physiology, beginning, second year, third year, but they are not the same. They are not the same. I just want you to understand that. So one thing that they will do, it's either they have worked, some of them might have worked or learned under a physiotherapist, or just like all these traditional bone setters. And they do something, some of them pose as an assistant in the hospital, right? When I tell you to do this, but there is nothing like you understanding the physiology and biomechanics behind something, right? They can do something because you saw I did it this way to this person and it's happened, but you don't understand that this case and this case are different. So I will always encourage them to check for the license. Those.
All right, thank you very much, Amarachi, for being part of the program today. I look forward to your second spell.
No problem.
And so that is it on Connect today. Uri Innocent, and I'm wishing you more of a time on this particular platform.
Thank you. Bye.
Live healthy. Live strong.